Good
Good morning,
morning,
DMS.
DMS. It's Mac.
And Chris.
We're hitting you with another exciting DMS broadcast.
We're starting things off with a look at NJHS.
I think that sounds good. I think it stands for National Junior Honor Society, but learning more details would be fun.
Hey DMS, it's Tori.
And Van. Recently, students were recognized for their academic excellence in grades by getting acceptance to National Junior Honor Society.
We should go interview Miss Dana to learn more about it. What went into the ceremony?
So prior to the ceremony, in order to get to the ceremony, students had to submit an application back in November, and then they had to perform 5 hours of community service on their own and turn that in. We took some people to Wayside Waifs for a community service project. I think it was in March. So they had to do that. We also had to check grades, because if you're in a National Honor Society, you probably should be getting good grades, right? So once all of that was complete, we have a team of 5 teachers that meet, and they decide whether or not each student should get in. And then once that's decided, you get an invitation, and then you show up for the induction ceremony. So that's kind of what goes into beforehand. And then at the ceremony, we just talk about like what it takes to be a National Junior Honor Society member, and pass out certificates and have some cake and punch.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything else you would like us to know about National Junior Honor Society?
Yes, it is open to 7th and 8th graders. So if you didn't apply or weren't selected this year, and you are if you're coming back to DMS, so in the fall there'll be a meeting for any 7th and 8th grader that's interested in joining. So if you didn't get in this year or you weren't old enough, next year's your chance.
Wow, that's awesome.
With all that information from Miss Dana,
Let's go interview some recipients.
Maddie, how did you feel when you got accepted into National Junior Honor Society?
I felt really good and proud because I put a lot of work into my school and my grades.
That's great to hear.
Riley, how did you feel about getting into National Junior Honor Society?
I was really surprised because it's hard to get in because you have to be a good student and you have to get good grades.
I'm really happy for you. Wow, these students are a great addition to our DMS community.
Yeah, congrats to everyone who made it.
Well, that's it from us, DMS. Sending it back to the anchors.
Congratulations to all the inductees.
It's always good to celebrate things going on around DMS.
You know what else is really good to celebrate? The Chiefs.
I think Maddie's going to go interview the president of the Chiefs.
That sounds fresh.
Even though the Chiefs are not in season, they're still a big part of our city. Let's go interview Mark Donovan to give us updates about the upcoming season. Joining me here today is Mark Donovan, president of the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you, Mark, for being here with me today.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Maddie.
Can you help the students of the DMS community understand what the president of the Chiefs does?
Absolutely. One of the main job that I have is to help lead the direction of the team, set objectives for the organization, and then help the team execute against those objectives. So as you can imagine, we go through business planning about January, February of every year to lay out the next year and what our goals are and what we're going to strive to achieve. And then I help put together the plans and then help the team execute against those. It's a really, really big business, and it's obviously very public facing. So some of the responsibilities I have include media and representing the organization. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing, and that's winning football games and being a winning organization. So we try to support the football team however we can.
Really cool. I didn't know all those were part of your job. But for the last question, what are you most excited about for the upcoming season?
I'd say this. We had an amazing season last year that ended on a pretty sour note.
Yeah.
So what I'm most excited about is to get back at it and have an opportunity to play games and win games. I've been in the NFL for almost 25 years, and it can be a grind and it can wear you out, and it's a full-time job. So at the end of the seasons, you're pretty tired and worn out. And sometimes you ask yourself, do we want to keep doing this? And every single year when I get to St. Joe, in our case, and we go to training camp, literally the first time those players walk down the hill to go to practice, you immediately are just hit with this, let's go. Let's get ready to do this again. So I'm excited to have that feeling again.
Thanks again for your time and what a career you have. And thank you for the visit today.
Great, Maddie. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, that's what I didn't know. Well, that's it for me, DMS. Throwing it back to the anchors.
Man, that was really rad.
You know what else sounds really rad? A cultural corner.
Yeah, Ryan and Manar have one for us right now.
Hey DMS, it's Manar.
And Riley.
I forgot, what's this segment on again?
How could you forget? It's Cultural Corner time.
Oh right, I forgot. Today's segment is on Tanzania.
Hi, my name is Victor and I'm going to teach you about my country, Tanzania. Saba Saba means 7-7 in Swahili, the national language of Tanzania. This was an important date in the history of the country, as it was on July 7, 1954, when the Tanganyika African National Union, TANU, was founded. TANU would go on to play an important role in the journey of the independence in the merging of Tanganyika and Zanzibar to create the United Republic of Tanzania in 1964. These are popular foods people eat in Tanzania: chapati, ugali, pilau. Pilau is a long process of making. These are the ingredients: onion, garlic, gram masala, beef, rice. In Tanzania, we speak English at school and Swahili at home. I went to 2 different schools. The first one is Makini Primary School, and the second one is Feza Shamsia Nursery and Primary School, which is a newer school. Just like in America, I rode a school bus. At my school, the youngest were 6 years old, and the oldest were 13 years old. Asante kwa kujifunza Tanzania.
Wow, that pilau looks really good.
Yeah, it does. I'm definitely gonna have to try it sometime.
What's on the camera?
I don't know. Let me just wipe it off.
That was really captivating.
You know what else sounds compelling? The beacon breathe easier.
Yeah, that sounds intriguing.
Passing it on to Chase.
Hey DMS, it's Chase. As you may remember, a couple weeks ago, we had an event called Breathe Easier. It was all about how vaping is not only harmful to you, but also the environment around you. We had an interview with Mrs. Springer, and she has more information about the event. Are you the person who came up with the idea of the event, or was it someone else?
The event was created through Beacon Mental Health in collaboration with our Fresh Club. So it was mostly Beacon, but in partnership with us as well.
Was this the first time you held this event, or was there others before?
This is the first time this kind of event has been held here at Discovery Middle School, but we have talked about making healthy life choices before this.
What was the main goal of this event?
The main goal was for students to become more aware of the harms of vaping and ways to get help if they or somebody they know needs help with stopping.
Do you think the event was successful in accomplishing its goal?
I do feel like it was successful. Overall, there was a 9% increase in students understanding the addictive properties of vaping. 17% of students had an increase of understanding that vaping increases stress and anxiety. 32% of students had an increase in students knowing a resource to stop vaping, and 84% of students learned something new from the campaign.
All right, well, thank you for interviewing with me.
Of course, thank you.
I hope you learned more about the Breathe Easier event and are leaving with the knowledge that this event did impact people into dropping the habit. Well, that's all the time I have left, EMS. Breathing it back to the anchors.
I'm super glad I know more about the side effects of vaping.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really in the mood for learning.
Well, you're in luck because Gio and Jack have more library info for us.
Hey DMS,
It's Jack.
and Gio. Hey Jack, I heard Miss Berger has some information about the library for us.
Let's go check it out. What other things do you want us to know about the library?
Well, I just want you to remember that we're going to have a summer reading contest. You'll find out more about that in May. And that you can read all summer long on the Sora app or with, like ebooks and audiobooks in the Sora app. And you can go to Mid-Continent and check out books all summer long. So just because school's not in session doesn't mean you can't get access to a library.
What things are going to happen in the library throughout the rest of the school year?
Oh, we've got a lot going on. We've got everybody's gonna come in May for library visits with their ELA classes. We're gonna talk about summer reading. We're gonna talk about the award books for next year, the Mark Twain, Truman, and Denny O'Neil award nominee books. And we're gonna talk about turning books back in, and we're gonna play a little staff trivia to see how much you guys know about the teachers, how much you've been paying attention to your teachers this year. And of course, give away candy.
What do you want us to know about everything being turned in?
So on May 19th, all the books are due. So if you have any books, like, keeping your locker from flying away and holding it down, and you haven't actually been reading, we need you to get them back in here so we can get them put away. It just takes a while to get everything kind of cleaned up and put back on the shelves so that it is ready to go for summer school, because we are having summer school here at DMS this year. So we need to make sure that we get back any books that you guys are done with. And if you're still reading something and you really need it, come talk to me.
Alright, DMS. Make sure you get everything turned in before May 19th.
And make sure to pop into the library at some point to check all the cool things out. Reading it back to the anchors.
If you want more information, feel free to head on down there and check it out.
Well, I think that's all for us today, DMS.
Remember to be respectful,
Be responsible,
and
cause kindness. Bye, DMS.